Hello my dear friends, I hope you all are doing good. This is Prashant Mauni and I warmly welcome all of you to StudyIQ. Etiquephobia, this is the word about which I would like to share some thoughts. Etiquephobia stands for fear of failure. Now I do understand that when we start something new, we do have some sort of fear of failure, as well as fear of how we are going to do this thing and how we would be able to do it, etc, etc. But the thing is, that is not all bad. The bad thing is if this is something that is persistent, that is something that you are constantly suffering from. That's what etiquephobia is all about, and the good news is that you can get rid of it. And one of the best way to get rid of fear of failure, the fear of failure that is imaginary, right? Some sort of fear of failure, as I told you, is healthy. But if it is too much, if it is paralyzing you, then self-talk helps you a lot. Right now, self-talk can be done. You can close down your room and you can talk with yourself in a mirror. It may sound a bit weird, but trust me, this helps. And if you get something out of it, say for example, if you are the one who are going to try it, and if you try it and if you benefit out of it, then I would love to hear from you. With this, dear friends, up to 40% discount is available on our pen drive and tablet courses. The sad thing is that you have only few days, so make the most out of it, right? 14th December is the last date. With this, dear friends, the first item that we have is pertaining to OBC, other backward classes. Now, a couple of weeks ago, we saw that President Ramnath Kovind has appointed a 5-member commission. And the main job of this commission is to examine subcategorization of OBC classes, right? And of course, the main aim is to achieve greater social justice. Now, this is something that we read in our preamble as well, and that's how our society should be, isn't it? Everyone should be equal, everyone should be provided with equal opportunities and things like that. But still, when we see our country today, we know that we cannot say that everyone is enjoying equal sorts of rights and equal sorts of opportunities. There are many classes in our society, in our country, that they don't have that advantage. And of course, it is the duty of government as well as it is the duty of the society as well to support all those people who are a bit behind, right? Because all of us, right, will be able to truly enjoy democracy as well as progress and prosperity and development only when our brothers and sisters, or you can say the co-citizens, are in a happy state. And the sad thing is that 24 years ago we had this Mandal Commission. Now keep this thing in mind as well. Mandal Commission came out with the recommendation that 27% of quota should be given to people belonging to this OBC, right, in central government offices. And you have different categories here. You have Group A, Group B, Group C and Group D. But you can see here it's been 24 years, but still we are not able to fill this 27% quota that is already available. This indicates that something is wrong in the system, isn't it? So of course, with this 5-member commission is going to examine what can be done about it. The recommendation will come out, but we have to ensure that we implement whatever is been said or the things that are accepted by the government regarding these recommendations. So keep this thing in mind. Mandal Commission, a very important thing. They may ask you a question like there could be a question A and B sort of question, and you will be given the name, like name of the commission, like say for example Mandal Commission, and then you have to either identify the wrong option or the right option. You have to basically say that match the following, right? As simple as that, match the following. So Mandal Commission is about 27% recommendation, as well as it is pertaining to backward classes. So moving on to another item, and this is about medical insurance, one of the most important topic here. The thing is, we know that I'm sure I don't have to take you in detail when it comes to this health sector of our country. We do hear some very sad news, and you may be rich, you may be poor, but in our country the situation is that you cannot escape the pain that you get from this medical sector. When I say pain, I'm not saying that all the doctors and all the people associated with, or the whole sector is negative, not at all. But the structure of this sector can be made a bit better, right? The way things are going on can be improved, no doubt. And insurance is a thing that can help us. Now you know that around the world there are many examples. A couple of weeks ago we talked about this NHS of UK. You know how it works and things like that. We have gone into the detail. It is one of the best health system in the world. You have to pay some sort of money every month from your salary, right? And that amount is not too much as well, but everyone pays, everyone contributes. All the working people, they do contribute some sort of money. Maybe if they are earning, say for example 5,000 rupees, then they would be liable to pay 25 or 50 or 100 rupees, depends, right, on your income. So you have to pay, you have to contribute. But the thing is, whenever, just in case, if you are not feeling well, or if you have to go through some surgery or operation or anything like that, then the government will, or this NHS will look after it. You don't have to pay anything at all. We also know that 6 crore people become poor, right? They have to sell their assets and valuable items to get medical facility either for themselves or their family members. And this is something that is not sustainable at all, because every year if 6 crore people in our country are getting poor, right? The people who are living a sort of normal life, they are not poor, but due to this sort of things, financial emergency, due to medical conditions, they have to sell their properties and things like that. So this is something that we have to get rid of it, or else we won't be able to achieve this SDGs of 2030 United Nations, as well as we will never get rid of poverty. So insurance can help us, but the sad thing is that only 31% of Indians today have medical policies, that is medical insurance, independent of those provided by the employer. So we don't calculate those people. Those people are not included in this 31%, those of whom are getting some sort of cover from their workplace, right? We know many places they do provide you this insurance and things like that as a part of your perks. So 31%. And we also know the state of this vehicle insurance. I have some practical experience, means I know many people who don't bother to get this vehicle insurance, but this is not right at all, right? Because just in case if something goes wrong, then again you have to sell your properties, right, to pay the money. Just imagine you pay 1,000 or 2,000 rupees for your bike or your scooter, but this will protect your 50-60 lakh worth of property. Just in case if anything goes wrong, your insurance will help you. So this is a thing I believe can fill this gap if government is contributing some sort of money, right? If government is paying part of your insurance money, insurance premium, and the other part can be collected from the people. But if we make it mandatory, then this whole system will improve. That's what I think. Very good points for your mains preparation and your understanding. 68% turnout in Gujarat phase 1, not bad. You will observe that overall in our country the graph of people participating in voting has gone up, and this indicates that people are more politically aware and are taking a sort of active part in it. And the age of information, right, the tools and gadgets and media that is around us, right, has helped us a lot as well. With this, we know that yesterday we discussed about a very sad incident of a murder, right, of a criminal incident basically that took place in Rajasthan. And we know we talked about this love jihad and all this sort of things. And here you have some points coming from the government of India. When I say government of India, here you can see the minister, minority affairs minister, Mr. Naqvi, has shared his views on this particular topic or this particular incident, criminal incident. He said that we should not club crime with religion. Very important point here for your interview, for your essay writing, for your understanding, right? Why we should not club. We have talked about it yesterday. I will leave it on you guys, but for all those sincere candidates, right, I would recommend that you should think about it, why we should not club it together, right? You should have some logical points, right? Emotional points, right, it will not help you that much. if you want to add more weight to your answer. And why thinking will help you, dear friends, if you have given a sort of serious thinking on this particular line here, that we should not club crime with religion and treat criminal incidents as criminal incidents only, and then trust me, just in case if you are asked or if you encounter any sort of this sort of things, right, like a question, or the question could be an interview or essay or whatever, you will have some ready-made points, and this will help you immensely. That's how you prepare as well. So do think about it. The other thing is that he has also said that some sick people are trying to disturb the communal harmony in our society, but they will never succeed, and that's how it should be. With this, dear friends, a judge has written ebook, right, and this is a very good news. This ebook is pertaining to Case Information System 2.0, and it is developed by this National Informatics Center, and this judge has basically penned down this how you use this CIS system 2.0. so it is a sort of manual which makes it easier for all those judges who are not sure about how to use this thing, and basically this book is being circulated to all the courts around the country, and this will help a lot in making our judiciary a bit more efficient and effective. And the whole idea of this CIS is to bring all the things that are associated with your case online, right? So you can check your daily status, and you can view the orders that are passed, and you can know the dates of hearings and things like that. With this, dear friends, I would also like to add that technology is a thing that can fill that gap that we have at present, and we know that the state of our judiciary, right, the people are good. There are many people who are good, there are many people who are cunning as well, but let's focus on the positive side. There are many people who are working day and night to make a positive change in our society and in our country. Hats off to all those judges and all those advocates and other people, all those stakeholders. The thing is, there are some draconian procedures, or you can say outdated procedures, that are still visible today. Let me give you one example, and we will say tata bye bye to this particular topic. See, you know that if a criminal, or say for example a person who is in prison, he or she has to be present during this hearing date, and they are escorted by at least 4 policemen, right? They have to bring him or her to this court and things like that. So you can understand it is a big pain. Your 4 personnel, they can be utilized somewhere else, but you have to, your vehicle and everything. So the best thing is, imagine if you have, say for example, CCTV cameras, or you have some HD connection to cameras at 2 ends, right? So you can have a separate box in your jails, and from there the judges can, the whole proceeding can go on, right? So this is a thing for tribal matters. You don't have to escort people back and forth from prison to courts. So this is one example. With this, moving on to another item, a new form of matter, and not that important, but let's just keep it in our mind. It is about excitonium, right? Excitonium is a thing that was theorized some 50 years ago, and it is made up of particles known as excitons. 2 things for you to remember here, just in case if you find something related to it. With this, again, we have a very important item in science and technology today, and it is pertaining to riverine ecosystem. Now, from the name itself, you can understand that we are not only talking about the physical water, but the life and things that are associated with this riverine ecosystem. And you can take geologic the things pertaining to geology, hydrology and ecology. We have to understand all these things. Only then we can understand how things are working here. At present, trust me, we are, as per this article, right, we are not, you can say, we don't know everything about this riverine ecosystem. And this is a very sad scenario, because without understanding this thing and what is or are its side effect or effects, right, we are going ahead with building huge amount of dams and this interlinking of river and things like that, inland waterways. There are many other things that are in pipeline, and without understanding this thing, we are literally going to destroy it. I'm not saying that all these things are not good, but we should have some positive, or you can say some solid evidence before we go ahead with it. And there are many people around the world, there are many experts around the world who are against interlinking of river, right? And because there are many issues that are associated with this interlinking of river. And the other thing, before moving on to this item, let me take you this thing, that there is also a talk, right? You might have came across this thing, that rather than letting go this fresh water into the sea, it is better to block it and diversify it somewhere else. Now this is also not a good thing, because this fresh water, sediments and nutrients, right, that they flow in the sea, and they help in sustainable development of this mangrove and deltic and estuarine ecosystems. And it also supports many you can say marine fisheries and marine life. So it is better not to play around with this, the way things are being designed by nature. The other thing is that we are also, when we talk about this transport system, right, inland transport, so we know that we are using this sonar system, and dolphin also uses this sonar system, not sonar system, right? It is a sort of waves that you use to identify what are the things below, or for your location and things like that. Anyways, so this gangetic dolphin, that is our marine national animal, is under direct threat because of this underwater noise that is created by this sonar machines. The other thing is, by interlinking river, we may have this fear of this you can say intruders, right? There are many species like piranhas, they can destroy the ecosystem, so we should be very careful. And the need of the hour is to have some sort of transparent platform on which everyone can share their views and their expert knowledge, and everyone can learn from each other, and only then we should decide, only after that we should decide whether this is right or wrong. With this, dear friends, electronic cars, we have talked about electronic cars quite a lot of time, but this here, let me give you basic for all those new students, and it will be revision for the regular girls and boys. So when we talk about electronic cars, right, the biggest challenge that we have, or the thing that we need, is batteries, right? We have batteries, we have been using batteries for a very long period of time, but here we need a battery that can be charged very quickly. The second thing is, it should retain the power that has, or you can say, if you have input, if the input is 10, then we would expect that we are able to utilize this all 10 units, right? So maximum output of the battery. And the third thing is that it should help us to travel longer distance. So these are the three things, and this may look very simple, but still we need huge amount of research and development on this thing. And if hopefully if we are able to make some breakthrough in this thing, in making some sort of battery that will have all these things, then it will be one of the biggest gift by India to the world, to the humanity. The other thing is, here you can see there is an institute in Pune. It is known as Indian Institute of Science, Education and Research, and it has developed a new anode material, right? Earlier on, or so far, we use this graphite anode containing lithium ion batteries, but their capacity is very low compared to this new synthesized anode. So this is a good thing. Now let's see whether we are able to carry it forward and find out some new things, or open some new doors. And this was the last item that we have. It is pertaining to solar winds. A couple of weeks ago as well, we have talked about solar winds, but this is a bit of different thing. A physical research laboratory in Ahmedabad is the first one, and for the first time, you can say, has figured out the condition under which certain types of solar storms can flow towards Earth and affect our atmosphere. This is a good thing. Now the thing is, let me show you the picture here. See, this is solar flares, right? You can see here, these are solar flares here, and this is a thing that is happening at present as well as we are speaking here. Something is going on the surface of sun, and this solar flares, right, they are electrically charged, and it takes only a few minutes for them to reach our atmosphere, right, this thing takes place because of this sun cycle, which is made up of 11 years, and the most, you can say, why it is interesting, because this is equivalent, or the power, the energy that it has, this solar flares, is equivalent to millions of hydrogen bombs. So you can understand how badly it can affect our atmosphere. And it messes around with this magnetosphere, right? The magnetosphere is the region around the earth which is influenced by its magnetic field. So it impacts this magnetosphere, and then your radio waves and satellite communication and things like that, and power grids, right, it messes around them as well. So the more we know about it, we can find some sort of solution as well for it. With this, dear friends, we reach to the end portion of this discussion today. Make sure you make the most out of this 40% discount. 14th December is the last date. You have got, what, 4 days to go with this. Don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel. I will share a link for you guys so that you can download the PDF of this lecture. This is my Facebook page, Prashanti Mamani. You can follow me, you can like this page, and you can like this video as well if you have learned something out of it, and I would appreciate if you can too share the lecture slide or the video link with other students. With this, I end this discussion here, dear friends. I will see you all tomorrow. Make sure you make the most out of your Sunday. Enjoy your studies. Have fun. Jai Hind.